Another episode of RPG Maker MZ, episode 3. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. I'm really excited to share the next phase. We learned a lot in the last one. We learned how to do text, how to make choices, and today hopefully we'll learn how those choices will affect the game and how we proceed. So, without further ado, let's start number 3. For those of you that haven't seen the first or the second video, I would suggest having a look through those if this is your first time using RPG Maker. If you're quite familiar with the app, then obviously you don't need me for this. Then I would actually ask, could you please give some comments and suggestions in the comment section? That will be really helpful. And also, if you would like to see more of these, please do subscribe and like and notifications and all of that, because got a pander these days. I don't know. So let's continue, and we launch RPG Maker. So when we launch RPG Maker, if you've already have the other files and you saved them and you didn't create a different file, it'll automatically load the previous file that you were working on. So in this case, we were working on the old lady, and we were working on the guy, the hero. So today we're going to do step 3 of the tutorial. So we're going to go over up here to the help tab. Going to click on help. We're going to click on the tutorial, and then we're going to select event transfer 1. So today it might be 2 videos. We'll see how long each of these are. So we'll start with event transfer 1 as the third step, and we'll click on start tutorial. So it will keep giving you the same notification every time you launch it, asking if you have the previous one and if you would like to continue, and telling you that at any point you can stop and you can start over. So we say yes, we have the project. We're going to load it up. So we're going to load it up. So if we load it up, we click it over on open project, on game script, on here, the game RMMZ project. Open, it'll load the project, say project loaded, and then we click next. So, and then we begin with the tutorial. So from the beginning, we'll select normal town, and we'll do NPC move events. So let's say next. So there's 2 ways you can move your characters. Actually, there's more than 2 ways. There's autonomous movement. You can set a movement route, or you can create a movement based on a different character. But we'll specify that in the next tutorial. So first we're going to select the character and all of that. So let's click next, and we'll set autonomous movement for the character that we created in the second step. So we first click next again, and we click on event searcher. So as I said before, the tutorial is a little bit buggy, so to speak. I think it came out later than the tutorial came out before the latest update. So we're going to click on event searcher, which is the little laptop icon with a glass in it. We click on that. And in here, we're going to search for our event. So we call the character Clarice. The game says that the RPG Maker will say that it's Villager 1, but we have to remember what we named our character. So we're going to search by event name, and we're going to just type in Clarice. And we say search, and there we go. There's Clarice, and that's her position. She's at 1716, right over there. If you look at the bottom of the screen, 1716, Clarice. So we say next, and then we click on this. It's highlighted, and we close, and there we see it's highlighted now. So we just double click on the villager. It opens up the event page, and here we set the movement. So at the moment, the movement type is fixed. It has a frequency and a speed that is set by a default setting by the RPG Maker. Speed is the speed at which the character moves, and the frequency is how often they follow the movement thing. So for now, we're going to leave those as they are, and we're going to click on type, and we're going to change it from fixed to random. And then from here, we just click OK. we save our project, and we select the playtest, the little play button. So once the game launches, you'll see it's still the same standard as before. You'll be able to select a new game or continue the old game. So we're just going to select new game to test it all out again. Okay, we can move around, and here we see this character moves. On her own, this is the random movement. So when we talk to her, she'll say, "Hello, would you please rid us of the terrible beast in the cave to the east?" And then we say, "Yes," and she's happy. Okay, so we close the game. Fantastic, it worked perfectly. So we just click through and we'll click onto the next set of instructions. So next we'll create the character that moves in the same place around something. So let's select the 1721. That's the block 2 blocks below the fountain. We double click it to open an event page. We select the image for this character. We're going to do people 1 again, and this time I'm going to choose the man with the little green hat, and I can't quite see there, it's quite small. So we select that one. We change the names, so they say town center villager. I'm going to go with guard. So we change the name to guard. We have to remember that's the name of the event. And then in the context, we double click, and it'll show us the different tabs. We click on show text, and in here we do the same as before. We select the face, we go to people 1, and here's the old man with the hat. And then in the text field, we'll say, so they suggest saying patrolling. So we say that, and we make the old man, we call the old man old man. Actually, I changed my mind. So we say next, we say okay, and we're going to change the event name instead of guard being old man. That way it makes sense. So we have to then change the movement type of this character. So we say next, we go to the speed and we change it to normal, and the frequency, we make it higher. There's a reason why it suggests highest, but then the character, I'll show you. And when we select highest and we go to fixed, and instead of fixed we go to custom, in which we then click on the route button underneath it, where we then have to select a route for it to move. So if we click on the movement command on the right, it will be added to the list on the left. So these are the movement commands. So this is where the events will be added. So let's select the movement command right 2 times, move right, move up 4 times, move down left 4 times, move down 4 times, and move right 2 times. Okay, so next, and then let's preview this route. So that will be the route, the blue dots. So this man will walk around the fountain all day. So if I move the event, you'll see it'll have a different route that it'll walk, because it's not fixed on the blocks, but rather on the event itself. So we close, it's perfect. We do not skip if cannot move, because we don't want her route to change. Otherwise, if we click skip, she'll start moving somewhere else. So click on preview, it shows us, we say next, we close, we say okay, we say okay again, we go to the save button, and then we click on the button again to playtest. We select a new game, and there we go. Our old man is walking around the fountain. He's walking quite quickly, so that's what the highest frequency does. So that's why I don't think it's so great to have it. So let's right click on him. So the tutorial is complete because it worked perfectly, but I want to edit it a bit. So I'm going to right click on the old man. We're going to edit him, and we're going to change the frequency to higher, and the speed, we're going to leave it at normal. We select apply, we say okay, and let's test it out again. It still does not feel very. Let's make it a different speed. Let's say normal frequency and normal speed. Perhaps that's better, because he goes very quick for an old man. Very quick for an old man with a almost broken hip. There we go. That's perfect. That seems about right. Okay, fantastic. So then we close it up. The old man is there, the old lady is over here, Clarice, and then I think that's the end for today. And I'll be doing event number 2 tomorrow. And I hope you guys have an awesome day further, and thank you once again for coming by, playing with some RPG Maker. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!